Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 71 of Direwolf20's Let's Play. You can see me just starting off in my mob grinder age. I do want to turn the lights off. Dun dun dun. Lights go off. Mobs start to spawn almost instantly, as you can see. Some zombies and some creepers back there. I'll let them spawn for a few minutes and just refresh your memories on how I left off last episode in 70. I did get a good number of zombie brains. I'm going to need a few more, but not a terribly large, much more amount. But I also have some ender pearls, which is cool, and a bunch of other goodies. I might stop by this age now and again in the future to, harvest some enemy drops and whatnot. If I really wanted to, I could make this an EXP grinder. I just have to kill the guys myself. Not a big deal. Oh yeah, look how many bad guys are in there now. Oh boy. The room fills up quick. Got my nuclear powered station here going on. I do wonder how the heat level on this thing is doing since I've been, hanging out for a few minutes here. Yeah, decent amount of heat, but not too bad. Slowly working its way up. And if we swing down over here, we should see, oh wow, halfway full MFSU. Nice. That thing will automatically disable the reactor if it does get full. It produces, like I said, about 14 million EU over the course of its entire cycle. So that should be okay. We'll close the door up and maybe sneak back into this room and see how all our mobs are doing. Yoink. Oh my, lots of bad guys in there. Luckily they can't see through glass, because glass is some kind of opaque surface for enemies. Let's turn on the lights, just to watch them all die. Boom. Death to the enemies. Everybody goes down. Sweet. And magic item vacuum system engage, please. Whoosh. La 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 la. Just fun to watch all that crazy stuff happen. Alright, I'm going to leave this thing on, actually, for a little bit, the entire room. That just means leaving on the high-voltage Tesla coils and turning off the lights. Now what should happen is, number one, don't get too close. Like I said, being too close is bad. Maybe want to eat some food real quick. There we go. So try not to get too close to the room, but you'll see the enemies dying immediately and all their drops quickly landing upstairs, which is cool. I'll leave the magic item vacuums on. You can see they're currently on. And everything that spawns just dies instantly. Wahahaha. Alright, I'll be back in a few once I've collected enough zombie brains to continue the Thaumcraft build that I left off like how many episodes ago. Alright, I'll be back soon. Alright, so I left this thing running for only a few minutes and I got a lot of items. Plenty of EMC worth of gunpowder, a bunch of ender pearls. Obviously that chest was from earlier. I'm going to grab my zombie brains though and maybe bring my ender pearls with me as well. Might not be a bad idea. I even got some common forbidden artifacts from the skulls there. Sweet. Let's head back to the overworld now. And of course if I really wanted to, I could go killing inside that room once I got some better armor and whatnot. That might be cool, and use my sword of looting to really knock stuff down. Guess the only thing I'd have to worry about really are, I guess, creepers blowing up. But maybe I could use like a bow and arrow or something to kill stuff. As I think about it, by the way, I do remember there's some kind of fancy bow and arrow made in Thaumcraft. So maybe we'll want to try that out this episode as well. So let's go ahead and bring our zombie brains into our Mistcraft age for the Age of Magic. And maybe think about how we can set up that enchanting room that I was talking about. Now remember a few episodes back, and oh, it's dark, so let me sleep through the night right quick. A few episodes back, like a while actually, I mentioned how I'd like to have a, enchanting room to enchant some items with. Remember, the room in my overworld works, but I don't have that crazy amount of beast production that I have down here. I mean, down here I have that awesome obsidian machine and the things that automatically produce beasts for me, and all these upgraded beast condensers and all that goodness. So I actually could probably use a little bit more. So let's turn these guys on for a few here. I could also check out how my crystallizer is doing. I did empty it. So that's why I have so many crystals in here. It looks like I've got a bunch of earthen crystals out of that. I wonder if it's because I'm in a forest biome, probably, that I got more earthen crystals than anything else out of that crystallizer. I would imagine that's probably the case. So let's grab about 6 of those, and what else do I have a lot of? Aqueous? Sure, why not? 3 of them. I'm just going to start draining some more Vis out of the local aura. And remember I told you guys that I'm recharging the aura using those cool things up on my roof. So I'll be back in a few minutes when I'm ready to start building up this new room. And you know what? I think I'll even throw a stack of obsidian directly into this chest, let it process and take care of the stuff. So I should have a good amount of vis here ready to roll. Now let's check out this room. How did I want to lay this out? Remember, I wanted a bunch of brains and jars to sit around that little block that's going to be for me there. So let's go get the brains in the jar. If I grab my Thaumanomicon, wherever it is, there we are. I should be able to see where the brains and jar is. I believe that was in the forbidden recipes. Zombie brain plus glass plus soul fragments. Ooh, right, I need soul fragments. For that I'm going to need some soul sand from the Nether. So let's pop into there real quick. I'm going to grab a bunch of soul sand, and then I want to see if soul fragments are replicatable. Yeah, definitely a big area here. I heard a ghast, I thought. Yep, I did. What's up, Ghast? I'm not worried about you. That's right. And I've got a sword of looting. Forget about it. Alright. I will harvest some soul sand here, and then I'm going to see about getting some soul fragments. And I bet I could come up with a better way to harvest soul sand if I really needed to. You know what? Let's do that. Yoink. Straight into the overworld. I believe that if I got a really fancy looking shovel, I could handle that. I think I have one already, actually, don't I? Do I have a shovel renewal in here? Yeah, I do. I might also want to check out the elemental crusher, because I believe that works as a good shovel too. So let's head back to the Nether. I was going to build a equivalent exchange shovel, but I might already have some good ones. So let's try that out. If I just come straight down here... Oh yeah, look at that. Whoa, I burned through that soul sand like nobody's business. How's it going, soul sand? Holy cow, that's awesome, awesome elemental crusher right there. Yeah, look at that. Ha! Awesome. And I kind of like that it only harvests the blocks of the same type of the first one you hit. So like if you do hit like an iron vein or something, it should do it. So I just got a ton of soul sand here. Probably way more than I need. Hopefully way more than I need. Back up to here. Yoink. How's this thing doing? The battery box is good, by the way. And also my battery charger is working. Remember I left about 6 empties in there? I didn't do anything. I just, went to the overworld, spent a little time, and the automated machine downstairs took care of recharging them for me. So automatic Red Power 2 recharging mechanism, working like a charm. Alright, let's put away our diamond drill and head back to the Age of Magic. Dun dun dun. And yeah, I do have an Age of Magic book directly in the Nether. I forgot. There we go. I'll be back in a few. Alright, now I believe those fragments were like so. I'm going to get about 32 of them, I guess, would be a good number to get, just because it's nice and easy to stack them up like that. So I believe this stuff should drain a bunch of taint and vis to get me everything I need. Now let's see what's happening downstairs, because this is a good example of when I might need my taint and vis conduits to be in good shape. What is going on? We're jamming up somewhere, aren't we? Yeah, we are. Let's do something like this. Let's get some more vis conduits. So here's a good example of a way your conduits can jam. So I think if we clear the jams enough, we should be alright, but worth a shot. Maybe just putting one here should help flow. Okay, so what do I have? What's actually happening? We've got some vis draining, right? So we want vis, but we've got a taint buildup here. This guy's jammed up too. Oh, probably because our tanks are full, huh? That might be the problem. Alright, so, no, it's okay. Why are you, like, not filling up with vis and stuff? What's going on here, dude? Huh, I don't know what's happening here. Yep, we definitely have some kind of jam. So let me try and figure out what's happening, and I'll be back, I guess. Alright, what seems to have made it a little bit better, or at least it did for a few seconds here, was splitting this line up here like this. So far, so good? Are we okay, or are we jammed up again? What are you doing up here, buddy? You are trying to pull in more taint at the moment, but you've got tons of vis. See, I'm trying to figure this out. Having this split up like this seemed like it was helping, but I really need to figure out exactly how I want it to go. To be honest with you, I'm a little bit unsure of what I need to do at the moment to solve all this, but I'm kind of new to Thaumcraft, so, you know, it's to be expected. Let's try this. I have an idea. Get that in there. What if I ran this to here? And then this guy back, or you know what? No. Let's try. And I'm spilling a little bit of taint into the atmosphere at the moment, but that's okay. It's to be expected. Let's get this thing connected back up. That should help clear the line out again. So are we cool now? Or what? What's up? Yeah, I think we're good now. Looks like we cleared the jam up, I think. We'll find out pretty soon. So, taint's making its way in. I'm guessing we're good. Alright, cool. So I guess by splitting the line here, so that instead of having like one tube that then splits left and right, it kind of gives it the opportunity to split before it gets here. And if it's requesting vis, it's going to go down this line, but that's okay. Looks like it's working alright. I might need separate lines for my vis and my taint. That might be what's like the best way to do it in the end, but we'll figure it out in a bit. And I'm kind of putting a hold on this thing. I turned it off. I mean, I got most of them done, right? 31, nothing was a problem. It looked like things were working out alright, but it didn't seem like it was running efficiently. I don't know why. It just didn't seem right to me. So, here's what I'm thinking. I might want to wind up running a separate line to maybe the back of my machines. So do any of these things need taint to run? I don't think they do. The crystallizer doesn't really need taint. Thermic furnace definitely doesn't seem to need it. What about this guy? Does he need taint? I don't think he does either. So really the only machine that needs taint, as far as I can tell at the moment, is the Dark Infuser. Now maybe another machine needs taint, or maybe another one or two do, I'm not really sure. But it seems to me like only the Dark Infuser needs taint. Is that right? I'm not sure. But we'll find out. And if I do need to add it to other machines in the future, that shouldn't be a problem. I should be able to handle that just fine. So why don't I think about how I might want to rewire the system to handle a separate taint line, and I'll be back in a few. Alright, first off, just for mostly aesthetic purposes, I'm going to pick up these items and swap them. So I'm going to use my Wand of Reversal to get my upgrades back, and then just kind of swap the position of these two blocks. Then I can move this thing out of here as well. Come here, you guys. Thank you. Yep. And maybe even this guy's going to get dropped as well. So I'm thinking maybe the Thaumic Duplicator. Again, not entirely sure why that guy does that weird thing where he needs taint, or he needs his vis line to go into the back. But I'm going to put the Duplicator in the middle and the Crystallizer here on the left. And I have a bunch of items. That's okay. So this conduit can go here. And then we can seal this hole up behind ourselves here. Probably have some basalt brick to take care of that for me. And I'll be back in a few once I'm ready. Alright, a little bit better there. Basically what I'll have is a conduit system like so. This is just going to be a little bit more efficient, I think, than what I had a few minutes ago. It might require another line to get to the back here, but now we really just have more efficient path for our vis pipelines to follow. I just need to, instead of doing that, do this. There we go. So that should get vis into that thing, and that should be good. Now about taint. How am I going to get taint into this machine? Which is pretty much, it seems to me, the only one that really needs taint. I'm thinking behind it. So let's try this real quick. I might need to sneak out the back here, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. I might need to sneak out the back here for a little bit, actually. So what I'm thinking here is just a line like this. I'm Okay, now this will connect into this guy, the infuser, but that's not a problem. Taint won't ever get pulled into that thing. I don't think, at least. And then maybe we can run down like this. Okay, right along there. So you guys can see what I'm doing. Basically running the lines behind. Alright, I'll be back in a few once I've run this all the way to my taint tank. And we'll see if this kind of helps split up the problem that I was having. Maybe a little less of one. Alright, playing around for a little bit down here, I think I've come up with a pretty efficient system. So this whole thing should be allowed to send Vs down the conduits here. Okay, this conduit line will pretty much suck Vs through here, and you can see it's going to go into one of these guys if it needs it. And then you can see the TCB rating on here shows that there's constant pressure inside this pipe, and it never gets down to 0. The pressure on these pipes is coming directly from the tank, and the pressure on these pipes is coming from the pump on the other side. So that is pretty cool. So this should serve as a conduit for all the good, clean Vs. What I'm thinking is, because I want to dedicate this line just to Vs, I should put another one of these guys, the advanced conduits there. I think I have one too, if I can get out of my flooring. Oh right, I moved my swift wolves. I'm like, why aren't I flying? Did I have an extra one of these laying around? That is the question. I had a basic Vs valve. Was that the cog used in there? Alright, advanced is 2 gold, a Vs, and a tainted. I can handle that. 1, 2, a Vs, and a tainted. Okay. There we go. A Vs and a tainted should get us the advanced again. And like I said, I'm going to go put this downstairs where I can ensure that basically we're going to always send Vs down this line. There we go. So Vs comes in through here from any of our Vs producing machines, and it'll get split here between good Vs and taint. Anything in the machine line that needs Vs is going to pull it through this tubing here, but it won't allow taint to go through there. Taint's going to be forced to come out this side, where it'll come directly out of the tank and head down this line. Now the only problem here is if we watch the TCB level, we'll see it does approach 0, and that's a problem. It won't be able to pull the taint out of the back of this machine and back into the tank. So how to solve that? Well, of course we're going to need another arcane bellows. So why don't I get one of those? And I've crafted a few of them. Oh, but I already have one, so we're good. So, putting the arcane bellows directly on the tank, as you guys have seen in the past, let's put it right there, because I just like the way they look. I don't mind them being visible. Now we should have a TCB rating for both Vs and taint pretty high, but since no Vs will be in this line, we shouldn't have any problems. So let's try it out now by putting another piece of soul sand in here, and I forgot it. I'll be back in a second. Alright, so let's see if this whole thing works the way I think it should. By placing my soul sand in here, only Vs should come down the one side, so this should be all taint, and this should be all Vs. Cool. And the taint will get sucked back there when it's got enough, and the Vs will get sucked back around, and nothing should get stuck anywhere. Beautiful. So that just kind of cleans up the system a little bit more, and if I need to, I can just run another taint line somewhere else if I do have another machine that winds up using taint in the future. But for now, I think we're cool. Speaking of being cool, let's go ahead and craft up some of those cool zombie brain jar thingies. I'm just going to need some glass, some soul sand fragments, and the zombie brains. And we can see the taint and the Vs showing up and doing its thing. Cool. So we should have a solid amount of, look at how much faster it's running too. Like before it was like stuttering and having trouble keeping up, and yeah, this is definitely more efficient than I had it there a minute ago. So I'm pretty happy with this. Very cool. I'm gonna head back upstairs, wait for those brains to come up, and then I'll start crafting my awesome little room that I had planned. And looks like I'm getting a little low on taint, so maybe I want to disable or set up some kind of disabling switch for that furnace so that whether or not an item's going through, the furnace can get disabled by a lever. That might be cool. Maybe not this episode, though. Oh yeah, I better cover up this hole in the wall that I left here. Ha, noob. What I'm going to do to clear that up, by the way, is use my portable hole to get outside real fast, and then cover it up with these basalt brick covers. Now, brick covers won't work with conduits, right? It's not going to exist within the same block as the conduit, but from the outside you can barely see unless you're really looking at it, and from the inside you probably won't be able to tell much of the difference, except for here is a little bit visible. So maybe I'll see if I can't do something about that. I mean, worst case, I'll just put the cover there. It won't look great, but it'll be alright. But I don't really want to if I don't have to. But I think I have to. Unless I did something like this. So if I were to instead just run this back a little bit further, I wouldn't need such a covering mess, right? Probably not. Could even, you know, move this out of here. If I just ran this back a little bit further than it was already. There we go. That'll do. That'll definitely do. So then just a matter of doing that. No. That, and just cleaning up a little bit. Not bad. Alright, I'll be back in a few. Oh yeah, much cleaner looking from the inside. Alright, so now that I've got all these fancy brains and jars, about 30 of them, is what I think I'm going to need for this. So let's see. I just need to, you know, clear up this area and start placing some brains and jars around here. And like I said, I might make this like a frame mechanism, but I haven't really figured out exactly how I want it to work out just yet. We'll see. But for now, lots of brains and lots of jars. Like I said, I do believe they improve the enchantment block, make it available for more cool, fancy things. We'll have to see if that's right. I'm pretty sure it is, though. Should be good. So having all the brains in the entire area is going to work out pretty well. Remember I said I might have used bookshelves, and I could use my portable hole here to get in and out of the area. I guess I need 1 or 2 more? Alright, 2 more. I'll be right back. Alright, look at this. Perfect little brain in a jar situation. Alright, let's get the enchantment block now. Now, the enchanter was... Can I look up the recipe in here? The occultic enchanter? I guess not. So I have to get my Thaumcraft to figure out how to make this thing. And don't worry, I'll have a proper doorway there in just a bit. But Thaumcraft, how do I make the occultic enchanter? I know I made one in my... There we go. Extract of Purest Magic, another brain in a jar, and the Thaumic Enchanter. Alright, cool. So let's get our Extract of Purest Magic. Remember that's some water, so I'll need one of these, and some beasts, and one of those little flower things. Little flower things, where are you? That'll get me the Extract of Purest Magic. 1, 2, 3, get that night tour out of there. The Thaumic Enchanter, I can't look up the recipe for that either, so that might be in the Lost category. Let's see, Thaumic Enchanter, where might you be? I think it's the Lost category, I might be wrong. No, there it is. Regular enchantment table with another Extract of Purest Magic. Okay, I can handle that. 1, 2, 3. So just a regular enchantment table, which is going to require 2 diamonds, some obsidian, and a book. I should have brought some diamonds in with me, and of course I have obsidian, plenty of that. Right, so 2 diamonds, 4 obsidian, and a book, which I should have some paper in here, I believe. Perfect. Remember, I was storing paper just in the event that I needed to get a book. And I did, just not for the reason I thought. So, enchantment table. Don't forget your diamonds, of course. Mixed with that Extract of Purest Magic. Was I missing something there? Oh, a Vs conduit. Okay. Yep, I can handle that too. It was hard to see that Vs conduit on the interface of the book. Now we're good? Yep. Okay. Back to the enchanter here was a brain in a jar. Right. I'll get the brain in a jar made off camera and be back. Okay, so I should be able to now get myself this stuff, which should happen pretty quickly because I fixed my piping stuff. And was this thing supposed to go into... Alright, Occultic Enchanter goes into a normal table. Okay, that's cool. Brain and glass. This guy gets the Thaumcraft Enchanter, the Extract of Purest Magic, and the Brain in a Jar. There we go. Expensive Vs-wise, but still pretty cool. Alright, through to here. And ta-da! This thing should be ready to roll. Now, I can put my items in here, so let's put something in there like my emerald sword. I guess it's already enchanted, so I can't enchant it, or is that because it doesn't have a V-line hooked up? Good question. Let's get that void thingy that I have. Or I could go with an Axe of the Stream. I could also get that elemental crusher. Let's try some of these. Ah, there we go. Alright, cool. Elemental crushers let me do some stuff. Now, the cool thing about it is you can get up to level 3 and sometimes 4 or 5, but if you want even better options here, you're going to want to craft one of those neat little things that upgrade the smartness of your block, whatever that is. There was an upgrade around here. Let me find it. I'll be back. Collected Wisdom. Devices like enchanters to import more knowledge or magical effects. Perfect. So let's get over here. I should have one more zombie brain, another one of these things, and the Vis crystal. Can all go right into here. Get out these depleted crystals. I'll just put them in my crystallizer for now. Make sure to charge this thing up. Might as well just leave these things on. They're not really hurting the environment too much. Collected Wisdom. Cool. And I'll get that other depleted crystal out too and throw them into my crystallizer. Alright, now, if I were to just sneak back into here and try putting this in, so note right now it goes up to about here. Aqua Affinity, huh? Neat. Don't know why that's on there, but let's put the Collected Wisdom in. Okay, take it out and put it back in. Alright, I guess it's about the same number of things. Alright, I thought Collected Wisdom made it better, but maybe just the Elemental Crusher, there's not much else that I can put in there, or maybe because I already have it surrounded by brains. I don't know. Let's try the Axe of the Stream. It's probably about the same. Yep, minus that Aqua Affinity thing, which might be a bug. Maybe Aqua Affinity isn't meant to be in there. But let's get our sword. Yep, Sword of the Zephyr. That looks cool. Oh yeah, look at all these things that you can get on there. Holy cow, that's a lot of stuff. I wonder if I have so many options without the little enchant thing there. Let's get out our Wand of Reversal and see. Some of these things need to be repaired. Alright, so if I put my Sword of the Zephyr in now, yeah, it's the same number of things. Oh wait, there's another page. Oh wow. Yeah, no kidding, huh? Alright, so that goes down to Fire Aspect 2. A little bit, okay. Disjunction? Cool. I don't even know what half these things are, believe it or not. Let's put our Collected Wisdom back in. Sword of the Zephyr back in there. Alright, I guess it really doesn't matter if I have Collected Wisdom or not. For some reason I thought that would help. Maybe because I'm using all zombie brains I don't need Collected Wisdom, and for that reason I'm going to go with the efficiency one, right? Makes sense. So I'll put Collected Wisdom in here for now, and be back in a few once I get the items I need to make the efficiency guy. Alright, so let's see what the deal is here with the Stabilized Singularity. If I wanted looting 3, that would be 875 Vis, it looks like. But if I put my improved Stabilized Singularity thing in there, and I choose looting 3, 743. Cool, so less Vis. Awesome. Good to know. Alright, so I did put kind of a door here. What I'm thinking I might want to have is like a little frame mechanism that pulls down this bunch of brains in this doorway here, lets me in, and then once I'm inside, the brains come back up. But for now, I can just hop over the brains. I might not even bother with the frame mechanism. I'm not sure. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. We'll have to see. But the next thing I do definitely need to do in this room is probably, maybe I'll even want to drill through here for now anyway. I can always replace it if I do decide to do the frame thing. I don't know. It might be cool. I don't know if it's really necessary or not. I need some conduits because I need to run a line to my Vis tank. So Vis conduits here. Now remember, I believe this guy seems to only take Vis. So I don't think I need to hook him up with any, you know, non-beast taint stuff. So let's dig down, find a good spot, there we go, that I can get in there, and just kind of head off in this direction. Alright, so that's pretty close to where I don't want to be anymore. Can't create a hole there, so I might be under my zombie brains. Oh, pretty close. So I want to be one over and a little bit deeper. Something like here. Yep, this right here is where my enchanter is. So we'll come down with our line here. And just straight over to this guy. And hopefully it's enough. Distance 3, 2, 0. Of course. I'm going to need another pressure valve on that thing, I think. So just craft up another arcane bellows, and then we're off to here to make sure this thing can start pulling beasts again. That's good. That should make sure that if we, you know, send beasts down this line, it can make its way back. So that guy reaches. Perfect. Now we can start doing some enchanting of some stuff, huh? So, if I wanted to enchant my elemental crusher, for example, I wonder what I could put on there. That's a good question. I could do self-repair. Now, if I recall correctly, self-repair actually draws out of the local aura. So that's something we want to keep in mind of. But we could go with unbreaking. We could go with the fortune enchant. Ooh, that might be cool. Fortune 3 or efficiency, even better sounding. Silk touch, that would be neat too, but probably not really necessary. Respiration, nah, I'm not worried about respiration or aqua affinity. Like Axe of the Stream, I guess is pretty much the same deal, right? Okay, let me think it over and figure out exactly what I want to do, and then I'll be back. Alright, well, a cool enough enchant to me seems like we probably don't need efficiency because this thing harvests pretty quickly. I don't think I need Silk Touch on this guy. That's not a big deal. But a nice one to have might be Fortune. That sounds nice. Ooh, fancy. And I'll probably also want Unbreaking. And while we're at it, I guess with Unbreaking on there, I'm not allowed to have the auto repair thing. Self-repair. Nope. I guess I can't have both. That's okay, though. I'll go with Unbreaking, because it means it'll break less often, and I can manually repair this guy. Cool? So let's hit the button and see what happens. That's going to cause 1,461 beasts. Holy cow, that's a lot of beasts. It's alright. It'll drain at least one tank's worth, pretty much. But let's see that happen by hitting the red button now. Oh yeah, there it goes. Creepy, scary music is happening. There goes all my beasts. Directly in here. Not too bad. It's filling up fast. See? It's all flowing in. It's kind of a cool looking thing. I like it. I'll be back when it's done. Ooh, fancy. Elemental Crusher, Fortune 3, Unbreaking 3. Sounds like a pretty awesome tool. I'm going to make sure it gets nice and repaired at the moment, just so I don't ever have any problems. It's probably going to take a little while to repair, what with all the extra crazy amounts of, you know, Unbreaking and Fortune enchanting going on. Maybe the Restorer requires more energy to repair if it's got enchants, but I remember this guy being a pretty complex item to repair anyway. So, awesome. And guys, with that, I believe it's a good wrapping up point for episode 71. As I said, this is the making season 4 officially the longest season I've ever had. So I'm pretty excited about that. I still have plenty to do in season 4 here. I have a lot of ideas for things I'd like to have come up in the future and a couple other cool things. So hope you guys have enjoyed season 4 so far, and there's still a lot more to come. This is Direwolf20's signing off. Take it easy.